Residents in communities outside Bridgetown are being promised quicker response times with the completion of the Barbados Fire and Ambulance Service Complex in a few months. Minister of Home Affairs Wilfred and other officials have provided an update. Anesta Henry reports.
The Bridgetown Fire Service and Emergency Ambulance Complex will be completed by the end of April. Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred says even though there have been challenges with the construction process, he is pleased with the modern and sustainable features of the facilities. Expenditure on the project currently stands at $33.5 million. Mr. Abrams was among other officials who led a media team on a tour of the facilities.
Safety, efficiency, functionality took precedence over trying to stick to the narrow confines of the budget. The price that we're expecting for the completion is not significantly over what the tender price was, and I'm comfortable with the reasons for it. We also had some serious supply chain challenges, very serious supply chain challenges that delayed our ability to complete, but we all know that's not just in relation to this project, it was in relation to almost everything that was going on in the country and globally.
Despite the construction challenges, the minister says the Point St. Michael-based complex is an impressive site.
I am impressed by the thought that went into the building. I am impressed to see it being manifested now. As you can see, there's tremendous capacity for solar on the roof, and the intention is to have this building as close to self-sufficient as we possibly can. There's plenty of water storage. Every drop of rain or every drop that falls on this building in the yard is collected in the underground tanks, and that's to build in some resilience for the building and the operation. So that water will be used to replenish the trucks. It'll be used for washing down anything in the facility, so we don't have to rely on as much on the Barbados Water Authorities or the National Potable Water Supply. Right? The generating capacity here can actually run this building for about 7 days.
Chief Fire Officer Aaron Maynard says when the work is completed, emergency personnel will be able to service outer Bridgetown communities in a more efficient manner.
Currently we have the port station, and that combined with this station here will allow us to not only serve the people in the plane, but increase our response time, because the port will respond to anything in the Bridgetown area, and we will supplement that response. Going into town is generally easier than coming out of town, especially in peak traffic or high traffic periods.
The tender price for the project is $30 million. Project manager and managing partner of Design Collaborative, George Holder, says the cost overrun is due to planning changes.
Some difficulties with imputation of windows, some difficulties with the site itself, where we tried to, after we've done the design, we've tried to make some improvements which we think would be down to the benefit of the fire service.
Construction work on the complex started in September 2022. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
Meanwhile, there is a promise to address concerns the sirens from the emergency vehicles are disturbing nearby schools. Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred says the sensitivities of the students at these special needs institutions have been considered, and emergency officials will be required to follow standard operating procedures.
All who are involved in traffic management in Barbados, Ministry of Public Works, the police, everybody's on the same page where it's concerned. Effectively, you're just controlling the traffic. You put on the siren to avoid the traffic or to alert that you're coming out. Once we trigger the lights to the south and to the north, then the traffic should be at a standstill and the vehicles can exit, and they have a relatively clear view onto the road. As you can see, once the hoarding is down, the vehicles who are exiting this bay can see right at the road and right down the road, so they can exit safely. And once they're past the point where the noise is going to interfere with the children in the school, then you can trigger the siren and go about your business.
Chief Fire Officer Errol Maynard says the Barbados Fire Service is engaging the Ministry of Education about the plans.
In the very near future, probably next week or the after next, we will have a sit down again to finalize the actual operationalizing of the plans. That includes also some training for the schools and the schools will be providing some training for the fire officers to deal with persons with autism and that's like when they get agitated. So we have a comprehensive plan in place.